Milo Blackbarrel was born at Trail's End, where the roads thinned into wilderness, and the world felt small and self-contained. His earliest memories were of wind over tall grass and the steady comfort of his parents' presence. But childhood rarely lingers, where ambition stirs. After only a few short years, his family moved to Ilmwatch, seeking steadier prospects and a closer tie to trade. Ilmwatch sharpened something in Milo. By 14, he had already grown restless with the predictable rhythms of village life. The trading hub of Telflam called to him, a city of opportunity, coin, and whispered dealings in shadowed alleys. Against his parents' wishes, he left home and made his way east, determined to carve out a destiny that belonged solely to him. For a time, distance felt like freedom. Then, at 18, word reached him like a blade between the ribs. His father had died of sickness. Worse still, his mother had given herself to the church, becoming a devoted follower of Selune, the Moon Maiden. Her grief had turned upward, toward silver light and prayer. Milo's grief turned the opposite direction. Anger festered where sorrow should have settled. He saw her devotion not as solace, but as surrender. In defiance of her, of loss, of the quiet helplessness he refused to feel, he chose Shar, mistress of the night. If his mother would kneel before the moon, he would walk willingly into shadow. That choice changed everything. By 20, his path led him into the ranks of the Shadow Masters of Telflam. What began as devotion became opportunity. The Shadow Masters valued subtlety, patience, and ambition, traits Milo possessed in abundance. Year by year, he sharpened himself into something precise and dangerous. Locks yielded to his touch. Secrets found their way into his hands. Trust became a tool he could manufacture or dismantle at will. A decade passed. He was no longer a reckless youth rebelling against grief. He was disciplined, measured, trusted. And so the Shadow Masters entrusted him with more. He was sent to Everesca, to the Thieves' Guild hidden at Moondark Hill. Officially, he went as an envoy, to exchange techniques, spells, and information. Unofficially, he was there to study them, to uncover their strongest methods, and if possible, to bend their finest talents toward Telflam. 5 years he spent among them. There he grew close to a young thief of rare promise, sharp, daring, unburdened by cynicism. Milo saw in them a potential recruit and a dangerous reminder of who he once was. He tried, subtly, patiently, to draw them toward the Shadow Masters. But loyalty, once rooted, is not easily transplanted. In the end, he could not sway them. Instead, they shared something else. Whispers reached them of one of Mask's legendary longswords, a relic of the Lord of Shadows himself. The search promised danger, prestige, power. But that's a story for another time, a tale that would bind these two. Yet for Milo Blackbarrel, duty remained stronger than sentiment. After 5 years in Everesca, Milo returned to Telflam. He did not return as the boy who fled Ilmwatch, nor as the grieving son who embraced darkness in defiance. He returned as a senior figure within the Shadow Masters, seasoned, measured, trusted. It was upon this return that he met Navara Steanoga. She arrived in Telflam with Juild to sell, valuable, heavily taxed, and ripe for quiet distribution. Rather than bleed coin to tariffs and duties, she sought the Shadow Master's channels. Practical, risky. Milo recognized ambition when he saw it. Where others saw merchants skirting the law, he saw calculation, nerve, opportunity. Their meeting was business at first, negotiation, leverage, mutual advantage. But in the city built on secrets, alliances forged in shadow often grow deeper roots than those born in daylight. And Milo, who long ago chose darkness as his companion, found himself once again standing at the edge of something that could either strengthen his position or change the course of it entirely.